Welcome everybody to Crunch Time with Brian and CliffyB.
Is this thing on?
It's on.
My PC's been being a dick this week. So if there's random like cuts where I just show up over here, just deal with it, and we can blend it using artificial intelligence.
It looks good. It looks fine. Yeah. The thing about recording shit, it's like if audio goes wrong, like the whole podcast is ruined.
Yeah.
It's like it's a very fickle bitch.
But Brian, they show up for our shining, beautiful faces.
I know. Yeah, it looks good. We look all right here. What are you wearing?
I'm getting my shirt.
Oh my god! Wait a minute. Are we allowed to?
It's a little. Are we allowed to show it?
Are you allowed to? Like, are you? Holy shit! I did you get me one? I hope. I want one.
No, they don't come in sexy.
2XL, please. I want one.
No, I do need to get one, but yeah, I'm gonna wear this tonight to the comedy show, and I love it because they always put us front and center. But for those of you who don't know, the main comedy venue to go to in Raleigh is called Good Nights. It's been there for they moved venues, but it's still it's the staple. They have the Raleigh Improv. It's not in Raleigh, it's in Cary, and it's a nice venue, but it's way the fuck out there. But they always put us front and center, and I love like playing volleyball with the comedians, because one of them last week was like, who's in therapy here? I'm like, I am. He's like, oh, what are you in therapy for? And I'm like, alcoholism. And then we could hear the record scratch in the room. Just this giant sucking sound. I was like, hey, you asked, dude. You set him up, I'll knock him down. But yeah, so they often ask about my shirt. So this is a teaser of something that I've been noodling on, and that's all I can really say at this point.
This is the first teaser? Like
I think so, yeah. Exclusive to Crunch Time, baby.
I'm so excited just to see, because I know what that is, and I'm very excited just to see that. I'm wearing my Knicks championship jersey,
and which I'm sure you've been wearing for what, a week and a half at this point.
I've been wearing a Knicks shirt every day for 2 weeks.
I can smell you from here.
Yeah, these are all new. They're all new shirts.
Did you see that woman got busted, by the way, for stealing the trash can?
She's such an idiot. What were you gonna do with that? Just walk around the city with a garbage can? Those things are heavy, by the way.
She's probably put it in her like 300 square foot apartment and like be like, yeah, look at that shit.
I love that she got fired from from her job. It's such because that's just going too far. That's just like, you just make us all look stupid. Like, there's no reason to do. You dumped a whole trash can out on the street. What do you think was going to happen?
And that was captured in like good resolution. Yeah. You can clearly see who she was.
She walks away like, dumped it. I got a new garbage can.
Well, then Raleigh people like had this whole like, we're better than New York because New Yorkers are fucking crazy and they trash the city. It's the same thing like in the Lakers win or lose.
We didn't realize
that's what the media wanted me to believe.
Right.
But then in Raleigh, they threw that little soiree with like 150,000 people, and there's nothing going on. And
it's cute.
Blah, 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 yeah, exactly. It's like, but let us have this, man.
Right? Yeah, and it was fine. You don't need to trash anything. You could just be happy. I don't know what the point of destroying things on a parade are, but
dude, we were at an E3. God, must have been like 12 years ago. The Lakers won the championship, and we were at the Standard in downtown LA. And we had gone to dinner at Cole's original French dip, which was kind of in the dodgy part of downtown LA. And we were like walking back to the hotel, and it was fucking like anarchy. It felt like Escape from New York, right? And we get into the hotel, and they actually shut they wouldn't let anybody in or out of the hotels unless you had your card, because it was fucking crazy. Like, friends of mine were like, they like chartered limos to get around the city, and like the limos were being rocked and shit. And it's the the team wins, they trash the city. The team loses, they trash the city. They're just looking for an excuse to be hooligans.
Yeah. Some people just want to cause chaos no matter what happens.
Yeah, some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah. I just realized, people that are listening to this, if you wanted to know what I was freaking out over Cliff's shirt, go watch the YouTube clip and you can see what that is. And feel free to give your guesses of what's going on with that. But very exciting.
There's some stuff on the bottom that you could.
We can't. I don't know if we can see on this, but it's very exciting.
And it's actually, I had this on I think it was fresh or customink.com, and it's actually a fairly high quality shirt, because a lot of times these custom shirts are like a burlap sack where it's just like tearing the whole time. You're just like, fuck, man. Yeah. But they actually do pretty good quality. I've used them for a bunch of stuff. Last Christmas, there's this famous photo of the niece doing this look like.
What What was Last Christmas When I Gave You My Heart? That one?
Yes. Do you actually see that movie with
Last Christmas?
yeah, with
I gave you my heart.
with Amelia Clark. It was a cute little.
I don't know if I saw that.
It was actually a really cute Christmas movie, and I hate everything Christmas, but I just love
Yeah.
Amelia Clark, so I was willing to put up with it.
Well, your
But
wife is like a 8 out of 10 as far as like identical lookalike for Amelia Clark. That's why.
Thank you. I'll take that. She actually dressed as her for Halloween.
I know,
and she nailed it.
That one thing she was in that show on Hulu or Apple. It was like she was like a Russian army wife or something like a spy wife, and it was it was a good show. And I texted him like, I didn't realize how much Lauren looks like Daenerys Targaryen. Just because
I was always going with Buffy, but I'll take it.
You can't go wrong.
So what are you saying? All blondes look the same, Brian?
No,
it's just weird when she acts outside of Game of Thrones because I'm not used to seeing her smile.
Yeah,
in Thrones she was always very serious.
cranky.
She would act with her eyebrows and her lips.
Yes,
but she's great. Anyway,
she's awesome. Well, we kind of dipped our tone. Let's keep talking about some video. There's a lot of video game stuff happening.
Yeah, no shit. All the stuff with Bungie, huh?
Bungie is like not that I'm a Destiny fan, but I mean, Sony I feel like they just bought it recently, right? And then
it seems like it's a bloodbath right now in the business,
really
and that's why I have ideas and I'm dabbling, and I'm like, do I want to like jump into this bloodbath right now? Because it's like, so many talented developers are getting laid off. Everyone's like, is AI taking their jobs? I don't know. Asha seems to be just burning so many things down at Xbox for better or for worse.
People are like, look how good Xbox doing. I'm like, wait, what are you reading? Because I'm reading completely different stuff. At
the end of the day, we don't have access to the spreadsheets behind the scenes. All we have is speculation, and we don't know. But at the end of the day, Grand Theft Auto is going to come along and just be like, fuck you, fuck your couch, fuck you guys. Because they could do whatever the fuck they want with the new one, and they could get away with it. You saw the whole thing about like initially on launch, at least initially, there's no disc.
Well, yeah, because I was thinking like, they're not going to want to print literally 40 million Blu-ray discs. That's like, I understand that, but it's also then I'm still at that, like, then don't release the game yet until you can do the whole thing. Like I don't know if I'm an old curmudgeon or what, but it is annoying that they're like, it's a physical, it's just a box with the number inside, which you can type in. And
you open it up and it just falls out really slowly.
This 240 gig game, like, it just seems like, I don't know.
Well, even if it was on disc, what would happen. You'd put the disc in, and then it would have to take 4 hours to download, or at least 4 hours to download a whole bunch of shit still. That's why like my PS5 still sitting upstairs collecting dust. I'm like, I'll be over here on my PC and my Switch. Like,
Switch and PC update all the time too. You just,
Yeah, but for some reason it's not as annoying. Oh, because on my PC I can just alt tab over and do other shit.
Yeah, I guess.
The
auto. I have a friend who never puts on his auto downloads on PS5, and I do, and I'm like, I never wait. Mine just auto does it in the background.
That's probably the way to do it, but then you run out of space because the how big's the hard drive on that thing?
I put a 2 terabyte in.
That's the only way to do, right? Look at we balling out of control over here.
I know. But $80 for the regular version, $100 for the ultimate, which isn't a lot, because as someone who spent way more money on stupid Kickstarters or premium editions or collector's editions, I spent on dumb shit. This one, I won't get the ultimate because there's nothing in there that I want or need. But it's still not a huge. I figured it'd be like $150, $200, but it's
the argument that I always stand by, that I didn't initially make this one, but if you look at the dollar for per movies 1-to-1 or even TV. How much you spent on it versus the hours of enjoyment you got out of it. Pound for pound with, any GTA game, you're getting a bazillion hours of entertainment out of it. Yeah. And the amount of money it costs to make those games, the amount of engineering effort from art design, voice acting, like it's completely insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, the brand is so strong, they could put a piece of dog shit in a box and it would still sell a bazillion copies.
We should try that. But also, that's why, like, when people complain, like, it's only a 16-hour campaign, like the Spider-Man 2 game, or it's only. What do you mean it's only 16 hours? You could beat most NES games in 45 minutes back in the day or less.
My question is, how much fucking time do you have? And all those old, I go to the YouTube sometimes, and just for retro like nostalgia, I'll just look up okay, how long did it take if you were really, really good to play Mega Man 2 in one playthrough? It's like 40 minutes. which none of us could do because it was really, really fucking, even though I did beat it for the record.
Me too.
But yeah, I mean, speaking of retro bits, quick plug. Do you want to plug it?
Sure. July 23rd, Retro Bits at the Flying Saucer in Raleigh, where we play bad video games with the crowd.
Yeah, Brian makes me play really, really bad video games, and he has to hold my eyes open like fucking Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
And he thankfully he has the eye drops on it, and the crowd participation is encouraged.
The last show was awesome. People were yelling and stuff. It was a good time.
Yeah, and we play these shitty video games, and we actually get to the next level. People lose their shit. It's
most of the games I choose are hard to even beat the first screen sometimes.
Yeah, unless that random mysterious guy shows up and knows the code. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know what his deal is. I want to do a documentary on him.
He's like the janitor in those movies that knows everything. Like just
Goodwill Hunting. You saw the Fenry complex on the.
He always gives timely advice right when you need it.
Exactly, because when you take that bus, you get there.
Yeah. So like we mentioned, like is this the death of games on disc? I don't think so, because they said after a few months they're going to come out with the physical edition, and like I'm probably going to wait. I know one of the main characters, one of the actors in it is a friend of mine. Yeah, it's top secret, but it's I want to play it. I'm not like GTA. I can't wait. If it was like a new Kratos or God of War, or like a Turtle game, of course, but I'll get it. I probably won't get a day one GTA 6. Unless the hype is crazy.
All I see is commitment. Like I would have to set aside like a week of nothing and just. It's like Tom Bissell, who you recall we had on here. He was open about the fact that he had the whole period when he like lived in Russia where he was addicted to literally hookers and blow while playing Grand Theft Auto, and he wrote in his book he equated his addiction to hookers and blow to his addiction of Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like. Okay, that story deserves more notoriety, because that's some legendary rock star shit coming from a brilliant gaming journalist, a journalist writer in general.
Yes, I think the industry it does seem to be it doesn't know what it's doing half the time, because I wrote down I invested not a lot, a couple grand in Digital Eclipse, that awesome studio a couple years ago. They do all like the Atari 50, all those all those like playable documentary games, which are
I think I did some commentary on one of those.
Yes, you are on one of those. I remember I said, hey,
is it Mortal Kombat or
the Legacy Collection? They did the making of Karateka. The Jeff Mittner Lamasoft collection, the Cowabunga. So they do incredible work, right? So I invested like $2,000 in this thing through Fig a couple years ago, and I just got a thing like a few days ago that said, hey, this hasn't been working out for either side the way we thought it would. So you'll get like a tiny lump sum, which is way less than I invested anyway. I only made a couple $100 back so far. So it's like even stuff like this, games that are so well done and technically very important, still can't find an audience for people.
No, that's funny, because I actually invested in Fig itself, and I've yet to see, and that must have been over 10 years ago, and I've yet to see a return, because the idea is good on paper.
Yeah.
It's like Kickstarter, where you might actually get something. Kickstarter, it's like throw money at it. If they could just take the money and run and fuck it, that's not our problem.
I got burnt once on an Indiegogo campaign. Because Kickstarter, if they don't make it, they have to give the money back. Indiegogo.
Did they change that? Because that was not the case back in the day.
I think it was. I think they were originally, yes, they were, but Indiegogo wasn't. They were just like, "We'll take your money, and then if it doesn't work out, fuck you." So I gave like $100 to this one thing. It was like a body dryer where you walk out of the shower and you stand on this thing, and it just like it just dries your whole body. I'm like, this seems awesome. I would love no more towels. This is great, right? Like a hand dryer for your entire body.
Yeah. Just finally dry that taint off.
Yes. So the campaign went on forever. Of course, all the comments are like, where the fuck is my body dryer? And I'm just like, this isn't happening. Then eventually, years later, hey guys, this got out of control. We have no money left. We can't make this. Sorry. And so it's just like, all right, I guess we lost all of our money.
Then you're just sitting at your computer still dripping.
I'm soaking wet. Waiting.
Your bathroom's all moldy and shit.
Right? But yeah,
you don't have the towel going, I'm zestfully clean. Showing my age with that one, by the way.
I still one day would like to have my body dryer. I think it'd become a giant person. It'd be fun. I don't want to use a towel anymore. I just want to stand on a thing like I feel like the Jetsons would have something like that.
Because the towel would have to be fairly wide. Not that you're wide. I'm talking about your height, for the record.
Yes. I have a large. I'm girthy.
A large surface area.
Exactly.
Yes. But yeah. So the funny thing was, speaking of games, the other night, I finally downloaded Baldur's Gate 3. By the way, I'm late.
Never played.
It's supposed to be incredible. Late to the party, blah blah blah. Downloaded that. Expedition 33, I think, is the other one. I'm supposed to play that. But the main one, when I first saw the viral videos of it, was Mecha Chameleon.
I saw Lauren was playing it today, right? Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, it's that hide and go seek game where you have 30 seconds to go against the wall and paint over yourself to blend in with the environment. And it's A, it's fun, and B, it's quite stressful because you get 30 seconds. And there's this viral video of this guy who's like, you want to see what a real artist can do in this game. And this artist like slapped himself up against one of the really like classical paintings on one of the walls.
Right.
And he took what looked like 10 minutes. I'm like,
yeah, you couldn't.
The entire point of the game is you have 30 seconds to be an artist. Like, you completely removed one of the key points that makes the core loop work. You fucking assholes.
But he did. He made him. He recreated the painting pretty well.
Oh, it looked great. He did the whole thing of like you can't just projection map onto it because your character. You have to kind of paint the sides to blend in too. Okay. I was watching Lauren climbing up this like Asian sign. I can't remember if it was Japanese or Chinese or whatever. But she like smacked herself in the wall, and then she like was painting on this thing over and over again. And her friend breezed below her with the shotgun going. And I've had friends like make if they make eye contact and they technically see you but don't see you, it's like you get points.
Oh, that's cool.
And you're sitting there like hee, and I'm like laying down like draw me like one of your French girls like in front of like this like blue crate. And Lauren's friend Steph Briles, she just like walked right by me, stared at me for a minute, and kept going. And then you can go like. To like kind of taunt them.
Okay.
And they're all like, wait, somebody's in here. And you're like, and then watching the counter go down. It's so simple. I think it was done by like 2 people.
That's
cool. I'm like, then we see stuff like that, rise up. It's like you look at horror right now in cinema and back rooms and obsession. Like the good stuff can rise, man. Mm-hmm. Like people are dumb until they're not.
It just needs one fun element or gameplay mechanic, something cool that we haven't seen. That's just fun, like
or a twist on something we've seen.
Yeah.
Because everything's technically a remix, and so it's hide and go seek. Deathmatch in many ways is just hide and go seek. But this is hide and go seek. But it's like Words with Friends. It's like it's Scrabble, but asynchronous. Boom, there you go. Step 3, profit.
The exact same thing. Yeah. People are wondering, where's our guest? We have no guest today, by the way, everybody. This is just us.
Nobody likes us.
I know you wrote that like nobody loves us.
That was the hang on.
We have a Google Doc. I know we have, and I checked it. We have like the guest names, and you just title this one "No One Loves Us." Sometimes we've been lucky with having an amazing guest so far.
We know a lot of busy people.
Yeah, that's all. We have one next. We have a lot of stuff to talk about anyway.
And I hope they don't know if like since we usually record Thursday or Friday, if it hits somebody up on Wednesday, do they know that we're like, hey, you were not our first choice?
I don't ask people till Thursday morning just for that reason. No.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, well, GTA. I'm gonna wait. I actually have a quick anecdote about GTA.
Please.
So back when I had my own studio, Bosky, rest in peace, pour some out. I used to throw like parties, like barbecues and crawfish boils at my house.
No way.
Yeah. 9 a.m. tomorrow, Brian. Bring the fam.
I'll be there.
I'm fully expecting your children to drown in my pool. Kids, little suicide machines, gotta love them. And so I threw this soiree, and I rented a bounce house. I think I billed it to the company. I don't know, but I had this big old bounce house in the back. It was a warm day. It wasn't too nuclear hot like it is lately right now. And I'm looking out back. I'm like eating a burger, drinking a beer, going, where are the kids? None of the kids are in the bounce house. And I go downstairs to the lower level, and I open the door, and they're all sitting on the sofa. Must have been like 10 or 12 of them, and they're all around their iPads. And I'm like craning my neck, looking over their shoulders, and they're all watching YouTube videos of GTA mods. And they're almost been between like 8 and 11 years old. And I was sitting here going, oh, and I'm watching the mods. And I mean, I don't want to hate, to be fair, they were pretty fucking funny. I mean, it was pretty good content because GTA is just a big sandbox. And it's like that one video where that guy made that vehicle that was one big wedge and just drove the wrong way down the freeway, and just cars were just going foom, 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 foom. Like just stupid little shit like that. Yeah. And that was kind of like, dumb AI videos before AI videos are now a major thing, which we'll get to, as we have, I have plenty to say about that. But that's what I realized. Like, does this current generation of 8 to 11-year-olds outside of YouTube even fucking know like GTA as a game as opposed to it being fun YouTube videos? That's my question.
That's a really good question. Because I feel like my kid just like she loves watching Minecraft mods and what people do on that. But yeah, I know it's it's been out for so long, GTA 5, that I don't know if people even know the main story, and just like with the three
Well, I
characters and
mean, like
everything.
you and I do, like,
Yeah, right. But if you're
the
20,
elders do.
you may not know. You're right. 2025, you may just think it's just an online weird sandbox mod game. Yeah.
And that's where, I think the parent factor comes in. Like that tweet that came through today, or that mother's like daughter got like a Gears tattoo, and the kids. I'm like, oh yeah, it has been like 18 to 20 years. Okay, so she is old enough. Then of course somebody pipes in, she might regret that one day. I'm like, dude, that's what everybody comes and says about any tattoo. As opposed to, the Dick Wolf tattoo on the lower back, which is the most legendary tattoo of all time.
Yours?
Oh, dude, so good. But yeah, so where was I going with this? GTA
mods, this generation, younger generation.
Yeah, so it's the parents who, are going to be like, oh, little Billy, you're 11. Back when I was your age, I was, picking up hookers and killing them for the money, that kind of thing. GTA being maligned as just being this horrible thing, but the cultural phenomenon that it is.
The hooker part of GTA is such a small part of it. I wish it wasn't known just for that.
Dude, it's the same thing as Saints Row and the dildo bat. Like Saints Row, like that team made a game that could stand up to the GTAs of its day. And then instead they focused on embracing the goofy shit. And then it became, oh yeah, that game with the dildo. Like, and it's like it doesn't matter that you become that game. And that's the thing is, but GTA transcended that because it's just such a tremendous, like, it's just an experience. You get lost in it. I have the same problem though with that game that I have with Skyrim, where I get distracted with the side quests, and then I can't find and figure out how to go back to the main quest. And I'm like, what was I doing?
Yeah. I think GTA 5 was the only GTA that I actually finished start to finish.
Oh shit.
4, I don't think I ever actually finished. Like I was probably close, but eventually you just kind of give up. But 5, because I thought the story, I thought the character, I thought everything about it was so well done and so amazing.
I find that a good game can modify your perception of reality to some extent, and I'm going to pick my words very carefully here because politicians. I found that, like, Lauren was getting her hair did the other day, and I decided to go with her. It was a 5-hour hair thing. It's like,
goodness.
4 hours.
What do you do for that the whole time?
I read Kristen from 30 Rock's memoir. Remember the tall, funny, pretty girl on 30 Rock? Third Rock from the Sun. Sorry,
yes.
I get my rocks and my threes mixed up. Third Rock from the Sun with John Lithgow and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And she's really funny, great actress, but she struggled with addiction to the point where she's pounding like at least 2 bottles of wine a night, taking Tylenol and all sorts of shit. And eventually she's doing a stage play in London, and her stomach just fucking exploded inside of her. She wound up with sepsis and whatever that begins with a P. There's some other term for it. The doctor, the doctors are like
sepsis and pepsis.
I don't know, dude. But the doctors are like, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna fucking die, so you might want to call all your loved ones. She's like, what the hell? And then they managed to repair her intestines and etc. She felt like she was doing better. She was taking all the antibiotics, everything. She was on stage performing, and then she wound up turning green. It turns out she wound up with an infection. Almost died again. So long story short, I'm a relatively fast reader. While Lauren was getting her, she just wanted her mermaid hair just to cover her boobs with the little with I want the pink tips on the end. For those of you who know my wife, she doesn't sound at all like that, but I like making fun of her. It's just like she does the guy voice, like, I'm the dude and you get over here, woman, show me your butt, like that kind of thing. But like she survived, and so over the course of 5 hours, I burned through the entire book, and I'm like, that's a keeper. That's a good one.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been, since I quit all the partying and shit, I've been reading all these books about recovery, and they've been really enlightening, actually.
That's good.
But now, oh my god, did I tell you about the one I'm reading right now? It's not about recovery. It's called Yesteryear. So it's a fiction book. It's about a woman who is she's an influencer on TikTok and whatnot. She's a trad wife, and it's she does this image of being this. Now I'm gonna take the eggs from the chickens, and I'm gonna make food for my kids who are all named after Bible names. And we have a big red barn, and we're gonna milk the cows and all the bullshit, right? Because it's all bullshit, and her house is all rigged to make it look like it's the 1800s. And then one night, because deep down she has an internal monologue where you realize she's a terrible person. She goes to sleep and wakes up, in a version of her house that's kind of like her house. It's kind of her husband, it's kind of her kids, but she's actually in the 1800s. And then she finds out that, being a wife and a woman back then, not so fun. And it's and Anna Hathaway actually picked up the rights, and she's going to be adapting it to a film. And I'm like, I can't wait to get back to the time when I have a moment to just get back to this, because like, you ever start a book and it's so good that you just like, let me just find some free time to get back to it, because you on the list here have The Stench of Honolulu, which we haven't been able to talk about. This has been on our list for weeks. So can you pitch this to me? Because I used to love Jack Handey on SNL.
So Jack Handey's one of the funniest dudes there is. He was a deep thoughts guy on SNL, but he's a writer, and he's absolutely brilliant. This book, I don't know how he did it, but literally almost every single sentence is funny. Like, but it's not. It's about a guy who goes to find the golden monkey statue in Honolulu, which he says is the most disgusting place on earth. Like it's like a horrible place and everything. And he's like a real cocky asshole. And he goes this one guy, Don, who he hates, and he keeps trying to like, mess up Don and kill him sometimes. But he's so annoyed and bitter and angry and everything. But everything that happens it's very Mr. Beanish type of like, oh man, then this happened.
Like Madcap, like kind of.
Yeah. But it is just the way he. Because it's never like it's not meant to be like ha ha ha, like it's told from the story point of the main character, like he's telling it, but he's such an asshole, and it's so freaking funny. Just every single paragraph, every sentence almost made me laugh. Like every
is that one of the, like, so my
it's a very quick book. It's a very quick book too. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm a fast reader.
Yeah, you finish in one day.
No, and I'm okay with that. What we call the beach reads. But my favorite books are the ones where I read a good paragraph or a good passage, and I'm like, okay, hon, stop what you're doing. Do you have to? And I read like, okay, and then this, that, and the other, and like, and I'm like, oh, that's good, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. I love like that. That's one of those little good, happy relationship things. And by the way, yesterday, 17 years since the first day we met.
You know when you met.
Yeah, well, it was the weekend Michael Jackson died.
Oh, okay. I remember I was doing a show that night.
See, that's the thing. It's like 9/11. Yeah, I mean, it's not a 1-to-1, but
then Whitney Houston also? Didn't someone die the same weekend or same day as Michael Jackson?
It was a relatively similar time frame.
I think it was Whitney. Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah, but I was doing a show that night. So
well, that's Chris Rock also did a bit about like, we also used to argue back in the day who was better, Chris Rock or who was better, Michael Jackson or Prince? And he's like, Prince won, and then I'm like, well, yeah, give it time, and then I think it was propofol, but so many of these amazing, talented people just fell. But that weekend, the too long DR is, I flew to Dallas to meet her. I was like, Mr. Dre, I was like, wear a dress. And she's like, I only have one dress. I'm like, wear that. And she pulls up to the W in Dallas. She's like, where do I park my car? I'm like, you valet. She's like, you just give him the keys. I'm like, yes, you give him the keys. And then, she came out in slow motion of the car. I swear, like it was John Woo movie, like doves flying out.
Yeah.
And she came in there, and I grabbed her and gave her a big old smooch, because I was not going to be Lord Friend Zone this time. And then we, had some drinks, went to Nobu Sushi. I, gave her a lychee martini, threw some sushi down her throat, and the rest is history. I remember standing there in the club at the hotel, and they're just doing all these remixes of Michael's music, but for clubs, obviously. And just, that was so crazy, because I grew up with Michael.
Yeah.
And, all the controversy, and that movie that he did made $1 billion. He didn't do, but about him made $1 billion. And they cut it off right before all the bullshit kicked in. And that's just, I just would like to remember Michael from playing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Oh, we should play that at the next Retro Bits.
It's not a terrible game, but it is a weird one. It's on my list. Maybe I can find the worst version, because it was on a few different systems.
Yeah, because the Genesis one wasn't bad. It was the side scroller, because the arcade one was the isometric one, right?
Yeah, I'll try to find maybe like the worst version of it we can play. I wonder if there's like a Game Gear version of it or something.
The Genesis one, like, you got enough juice, and then you could get all the zombies. Your special attack was all the zombies would start doing the dance with you, and you'd rescue the kids, and they'd all go, Michael, right?
They're in like the trunk of the car or something like that, weren't they? You had to like find them in a garbage can or a trunk of a car.
Yeah, like Mr. Big, I think was a bad guy. I was like trying to rescue all that. I mean, that goes back to, the time-honored tradition of capturing young children and women, which is one of the themes of Supergirl.
I didn't see it. Did you see it already?
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Was it good?
I can't tell if I saw it on principle or because I like everything James Gunn touches, even though he wasn't the director. It was under his umbrella.
Sure.
Because I think it's Millie Alcock. I think she's I liked her on House of the Dragon. I think she's a great actress. I think she's fucking beautiful. And all the internet chuds decided to gang up and be like, she looks like the dude Will, what's his name, or she looks like this, that, or the other. And like, dude, it's not about that. It's about the fact that you just hate that she's pretty and she's a female superhero. Let's be honest here. If it looks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a fucking incel.
But was it good though?
I think it was good.
Okay.
I think I am still suffering from a certain amount of superhero burnout, which I think a lot of people are, which is why The Boys, in spite of the final season being uneven, and the Invincible became such a thing because people love the postmodern superhero stuff because people are just burnt out on so much of this. And there was a fair amount of the giant CG fight shit, which I hate. Yeah. But there is a scene where she's just really stressed and frustrated, and she flies up into space and just screams. And of course, because she's in space, you can't hear it, but you can see it. You can see the emotion on her face, and one single solitary tear floats out, which in a different director's hand could have been really cheesy and masturbatory, like that old Native American like ad with the one tear goes. But I found that to be actually really cool and moving. Okay. And she at the end she does what you don't think she's gonna do, which is don't spoil. Let's just say she's in a lot of ways the anti-Clark Kent. They dealt with the whole mythos, which I was actually not aware of the various suns and how they affect Kryptonians. There's a little bit of kryptonite in it, but it's not like that's the only MacGuffin that they have to deal with her. And the villain, he's kind of like fentanyl Vladimir Putin. So he was okay, kind of chewing on the scenery. His character tick is he would just pick up random bits of like dishes that were left around and eat from them. I'm like, okay, cool, dude.
How was Lobo? Because I was a huge Lobo fan as a kid for the comic books.
Yeah, I mean Jason Momoa, he was chewing on the scenery.
Looks like it, but he was a perfect casting. But I don't know if they did the casting.
I was never that big into Lobo. I like his design. I like how cool he is, but I just never really got a handle on the character. So he was like kind of all over the board, but he got the job done.
Okay, yeah, because there was nobody. That was one of the first comics that had like cursing and just like a bunch of weird shit going on. He would always call people you bastich. I remember that was like his thing.
Really? Because I only know Bastich from Johnny Dangerously.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lobo would always say it all the time. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, this was probably like early '90s, I guess.
Was that underneath the comics code? Like, they still have to deal with that shit?
I don't know. Whatever the early '90s DC did, but yeah, I remember my brother used to like them, and I got into it from that too.
But I mean, Supergirl, like I had, again, the whole thing about Millie online, and the whole thing is, it was all about crypto. And I'm a dog person, so what in a world where one person is super, their quest to save their dog. I'm like, you had me a dog, So, but again, it wasn't too long. It was the perfect length. I walked out going, okay, that was fun. I got my money's worth.
That's what she said. Now, was it better or worse than Masters of the Universe?
I was never that huge into Masters. Actually, I pretty much see. No, I know, but I see it as the same kind of fun ride.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
I got out of it what I wanted. I wasn't expecting Citizen Kane, and it was good. It was a good time. It was an excuse for us to get out of the house.
What do we have next? We have, I guess, Avengers Endgame is like that's like the next big movie, right?
No, it's not. It's not Endgame. It's
not Endgame.
It's the Doctor Doom one,
right? It's just called, I forget what it's called, Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday. Okay. I'm in wait and see mode with that. And we also have another Spider-Man coming up where I've lost track of the timelines now.
Me too. That's actually next month. That's soon, I think.
I'm like, wait, who's that? Where is Zendaya? What?
With this one, he goes to a universe where he doesn't exist or something like that. I don't know.
I've lost track. That's my fucking problem when they start getting into the multiverse stuff. I know. It's just like, nothing really matters. Deaths don't matter anymore. Yeah. And it's just like, it was an alternate timeline. We're like, oh God, how often are you gonna pull this shit? Yeah. It undermines any severity of narrative. That's why, to bring it back to Gears, that's right, I'm gonna do it. The whole like the choice at the end of Gears 5, I'm like, when Dom died, it meant something. Okay, people were fucked up by that. You go to the YouTube comments, they cared about that. Now it's like, who died at the end of Gears 5? What's canon? Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, good luck solving that. So It is what it is. Here's a quick side note. We decided to go to a Pool's Diner for dinner a couple nights ago, and who was there just seated next to us at the bar, but Tanya Watson, who was one of my producers on the Gears franchise and also was the Uber producer on Bulletstorm.
Nice.
She was also a producer on Fortnite for years. And then she left Epic and wound up founding Squanch Games with Justin Roiland, and then wound up going back to Microsoft where she is now. And I was like, Tanya,
what a career. What a fun career.
Dude, she got her degree from Harvard in her spare time for psychology.
I love that, spare time.
She posts on her social medias like her videos of her like doing the whole clean jerk with a whole bunch of weights, like, and that's the whole workout. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. No thanks.
I'm thinking like, my shoulders, that would just hurt. And but she's a badass. She's awesome. And people on social were like, yeah, CliffyB's Bulletstorm. It's like, that was not. I did contribute to it. The cacti were my idea, for the record. But no, I mean, I reviewed builds. I played it. I gave feedback, but it was not my baby. It was Adrian Khamilage's baby and Tanya's baby. And it was a great game that did not get the proper amount of loving that it deserved. And history has been kind to it in a good way. But Tanya, I'm like, Tanya, so what's going on at Microsoft? And she's like, and she got really defensive. She's like, I can't say anything. You have a podcast now. I'm like, Tanya.
Hey, Tanya, if you're listening, come on the show. Be a guest.
I was like, Tanya, you were a bridesmaid at her wedding. Lauren was a bridesmaid at your wedding. You have 20 years of media training and NDAs that are stacked this high. Right. I think you know how to pick your battles with what you say. So Tanya, I'm going to hit you up and we're going to get your butt on here because you're a smart motherfucker.
Hell yeah, I love that. Speaking of Microsoft, and you have been. This is sort of a segue. You've been very into AI lately.
Yeah,
and I've been warning you to calm down with the AI stuff. Look, here, let me tell you how I feel about it, and then you can go in. So, when I first, I have an Android, I have a Pixel phone, so I use Gemini, right? So they're all the same shit. When I first made
but we'll get there.
I know. When I first made an image, I was like, holy shit! Like I couldn't believe it. How real it looked, right? I made stuff like with my dog and just silly shit with my kids, whatever. But I would never like, and I know you don't too, but I would never like share the stuff I make is like, I'll send you a funny picture or video that I made or some friends in a group chat, things like that. I'll make a silly video or a picture and be like, oh, check this out, but like, I'm not going to pay an artist to make that like an inside joke, and I totally get that. But when I see all like a lot of comics use it for like their flyers and videos and shit like that.
It's all, the font is always curled.
I know.
Like
yeah. And when I see people using it for like, I don't know, just for like regular ordinary shit, I'm just like, it doesn't make me as mad as some people. Like some people, like when Crazy Taxi a few weeks ago said we use some AI in this game to render some shit. People are just like, well, I guess I'm not playing Crazy Taxi now. It's like, just calm the fuck down. Like, it does suck that they're using it to kind of bypass concept artists, things like that. But
yeah. You know that hot dog cart you run through in Crazy Taxi? You don't necessarily need a full-time employee making $85,000 a year to build that fucking hot dog cart. Okay. Sorry.
But that's the thing though, where it is killing jobs left and right.
In that department. Yeah,
sure. And a lot of things, voices for my career. I think my career is going to be gone in 5 years, honestly, with voiceover. So things like that, it is worse. I get how amazing it is, and the deep fakes and shit like that is very impressive. But I still think it's like when someone said it's a real rise of creativity. No, it's not. I don't think it allows you to think of something, but it's not like nobody's making what the AI is doing. You know what I mean? Like it's just
the quote was from a senior EA executive named Laura Meal. Who thinks AI, quote, has led to a real rise of creativity among the publishers' studios.
No, it hasn't at all. It may save them time, right? It's saving them time, but it's not. I don't think anybody's more creative. People that aren't creative are using AI like, look what I did. Like I made a whole song. It's like, yeah, but it sucks. It's stupid. Things like that. I don't know.
But I had somebody make a comment that they were at a restaurant the other day, and this was a person randomly online, so take it or leave it. But they said the restaurant was playing AI music, and it was Suno, S-U-N-O, I believe.
Yeah.
And it must have been like a year and a half, 2 years ago. My wife and I were just fucking around making like little goofy songs, and it was close because what the scraping of all the data it's done is it's found out the formulas, right? And it's everything, as you know, in life, it's all systems, it's all formulas. And, VOs, you saw I can't remember which famous actor released a recording of the Odyssey. And they had given a blessing of AI that was trained on their voice because to read the Odyssey, like it's a lot.
But that's a job. That's what a voice actor does. That's their job.
Yeah.
To read that, you know what I mean? So to have just a machine to do it in 5 seconds, they're out 10 grand now, that person.
Yeah.
You know what
well,
I mean?
You want that cadence of that person and their inflections. That's what you're paying it for. But you don't want to hear the AI like do its thing. But I think sooner or later, and here's the sad fucking truth about it, I'm gonna equate it 1-to-1 to touchscreens and playing games, right? I'll never forget, like looking at FPSs on touchscreens and, just doing this with your phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is shit. I hate that. And then I remember looking at the younger generation, seeing kids playing Minecraft. Yeah, it's not Call of Duty. It's not Counter-Strike. But still, they were playing it with, dual stick essentially emulated, and they didn't bat an eyelash.
My kid plays her Roblox on her tablet with it, like touchscreen, and she doesn't like using the controller on a PS4. I said, what?
That's because the younger generation gets used to it, and it's going to be, sadly, the same thing with AI. From my end, as a creative, I'm noodling on some ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
I see it as, here's what I'm thinking as a starting point.
Right.
Like, let's see if what I'm thinking gels and people are vibing over it. Let's see if we can actually make this for real and use the AI as kind of get the idea across.
That I get. Yeah.
Let's put the hot dog cart over here, because I think that's honestly a separate argument.
Yeah.
But just for getting the idea across, I think in pitching is where I think it's at. But make no mistake, dude, there are people out there that are going to try and find a way to completely do everything using it for better or for worse. And that's for those of you who don't know, like I sent Brian a couple links to some funny videos. At the end of the night, Lauren and I are addicted to watching these videos of people making crazy stuff with whatever, prompts that the internet comes up with.
It's like Kermit the Frog dunking on LeBron, like shit like that. Like, I get it looks real, but it's also what's the point of this? Like,
the comment that the guy who did these videos, I can't remember his name right now. I give him a
Dan Dingle. Was that guy?
Right? Yeah. And he was basically saying like, I'm doing this so we can laugh at it. Otherwise, we're going to be crying about it.
He's also got hundreds of thousands of views. He's making money off of showing AI slop video, which is like, you're part of the problem, Dan Dingle. That's what I was thinking.
We're part of the problem for watching it.
I know.
And I mean, and the other one that we were guffawing over was the yearbook ones.
It was hysterical. That video was absolutely hysterical. I totally get it. It was a video of like people use AI to like make me a high school yearbook, and the names were just like completely batshit crazy. The pictures were ridiculous, and the guy doing it had a very British voice, or Australian.
And his editing was boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, maybe that's why it was so funny too. But it's just like, my God, like but the good thing about I'll devil's advocate your younger generation thing. All these commencement speeches and graduation speeches, all these dumb idiots up there talking about AI, and everybody's booing
and walking out.
Yeah, which is good. So it's like maybe there will be some pushback, I hope, from some people. It's going to be I think it's going to be a really big fight for the next 5, 10, 15 years of like, when can we use it? When is it okay? When is it not okay? Like, people that freak out and lose their minds over, I'm just like, it's not worth it getting that mad about it,
I saw, people are very binary with this sort of thing. And I saw this comic strip that somebody made where they said basically, like, back in the day, you paint a picture, or you come up with a joke, or you write a poem, and it used to be like, oh man, that's really good job. And now the first reaction is this AI? And the same shit happened in my fucking home, dude. I don't know if I told you the story. Lauren wrote like a really, really nice like note for like our anniversary a while back, and she loves ChatGPT. That's her jam. That's the question: is like, what's your AI of choice? Yeah. I'm like, I'm over here like using Grok and C-Dance and fucking around with them. Yeah. And she loves ChatGPT. Yeah, exactly. You're like team yellow on Pokemon. And I'm joking. I don't know anything about Pokemon, but she like, I'm reading this letter, and she wrote this like really cute like 4 to 5 line little poem, and I'm on the 5th line, and I look at her, I'm like, did you use AI for this? And she's like, yeah. And I got really upset. To be fair, I was drinking, and I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, what? I was gonna tell you. I'm like, you should have put a little asterisk and just
put the logo, put the ChatGPT logo at the bottom. The little watermark.
I was like, you didn't think I'd be able to tell that woman? Like, you just
God.
ruined this anniversary. Like, and I overreacted.
Yeah.
To be fair.
It called you Clarf Blazarski instead by accident.
Yeah, exactly. Which is not the first time that's happened.
I love you, Clarf.
Exactly. Clonarphinus Rex. But I felt bad. But that's actually got a pretty good ring to it.
CliffyB.
But that's the thing is like now same thing with it's like this template that everyone uses for flyers. Like they do it to like I've seen a couple at the beer garden and plug. Where it's always like you can just make the most ultimate like bullshit one where it's just like blue and like little stars and asterisks and we got some family coming to visit this week and Lauren made little like flyers for all the kids using ChatGPT and you can just spot it immediately. But it's gonna get better.
It's already so good and like that's the thing. Everything you think was like they use AI for that. Like I don't know if this happened to you. I'm probably not because you put out like a real book, like with a publisher. I did do mine on my own. Like I self-published and everything, but I get plug it. Playable Characters Podcast, the book. It's on Book Baby and Amazon right now. And I get so many spam emails, almost a couple a week, just like, hey, I really liked your idea of, and it just plugs in Playable Characters, and it's all, and I'll write back like, the irony of you using AI to compliment an author on the writing of their book, you idiot. I'll do something like that all the time. But it's like, it's all the same shit, just repeated. It's just all AI spam that I get. And sometimes they're like, no, I swear I'm real. I'm like, well, your first email wasn't. You couldn't take 5 minutes to actually write an email with your own brain, dummy. That's not
it's the digital equivalent of the guy who's, single and at the bar and he's talking to every girl possible. And if he talks to 100 girls and one girl's like, I'll go on a date with you, it's the same thing. Yeah. My thing is using one against the other because, I'm noodling on some creative ideas, but Grok, most of the time is decent, but sometimes Grok just will not fucking listen. It's like, okay, I made a device. It looks like a USB stick, right? And then I'm like, okay, take this USB stick and put it in this character's hand. And then suddenly the character will show up like this. We'll be like, is this what you wanted? I'm like, that's stop. And then I'm like, no, put this in its hand. And it's like, is this what you want? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And
then I'm chicken. Like, you want a rubber chicken?
Well, then I'm like, I give Grok shit. I'm like, well, Grok, it looks like it's time for me to go over to C-Dance because C-Dance will actually deliver. Then I'll go to C-Dance and C-Dance is like, here you go. And I'll feed that image back into Grok and be like, see, Grok, C-Dance, listen to me. And Grok like gets all like upset, like, oh, I'm sorry. We got that one wrong. And
dude, what are you doing?
The other thing is Grok is fucking racist, dude.
Yes, because, I know. Because a racist moron made it. So of course it is.
Dude, I like having a diverse cast of characters. So I'm like, okay, I'm making this new thing. Okay, I'd like to have a black character. So I'm typing this up. Okay, black dude with this in his hands. Okay, boom, here he is. Here's my black dude. Okay, let's turn his head 45 degrees to the side. Okay, let's give him sideburns. And then I get the image back and it's a white dude. I'm like,
wait, what happened to this?
And then I'm like, Grok, you racist. Like, oh, sorry about that. Then it'll re-render the dude, but the head's not turned. I'm like, turn the head to the side. White dude again. I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, here's a character. Whatever, it's the farmer's daughter. She's wearing overalls. She's got pigtails. Okay, next thing I know, I get like a goth girl back wearing like a trench coat. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then it starts like, okay, I want this character to look a little bit comic booky, and then I get big back anime, like not anime or Pixar looking thing, and I'm like, and the problem with all of this fundamentally, dude, is creatives globally put so much of their work out there on DeviantArt and all of these websites. With hopes of visibility, hopes of being discovered by people that actually would pay them for it. And the tech companies just were like, yeah, no, just send out all these scrapers, just scrape all this information. And I had that epiphany. I was using Midjourney about 2 years ago to fuck around with some stuff. And I created this image. And then on the bottom right, I saw this little like squiggly image like blurred out. And I was like, you motherfuckers. It was the watermark, yeah, that somebody put on, and they deliberately trained the AI to look for it and to rub it out. I was like, you fuckers.
It's terrible. It's funny you mentioned like how it can't do black character. It's like artists who can't draw like hands good or fingers good.
Or like Rob Liefeld can't do feet.
They always have them in like gloves or like, something like that, like punching someone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this actually came home for me because my buddy lives in the suburbs of Apex. and I sent him like some of the stuff I was fucking around with. Like, hey, some stuff I've been noodling on, just to kind of get the idea across. Like, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, I'm actually on the board of my local area in order to prevent data centers from the land from being sold to these companies to build more data centers in Apex. And I was like, oh, I'm part of the fucking problem now, aren't I? Shit. Because what they do is they just, you have like a farmer who has all this acreage, for in the family for so many years, and the company comes along like, hey, we'll give you 20 million for that. And he's like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Sells it. Next thing you know, these people with these nice homes, we have our nice home. It's beautiful. It's quiet. Next thing, right next to him,
You see the thing they're trying to do. I forget. It was like a big company was trying to, and with Pulte, which is, remember the Centex, those houses, that the cookie cutter houses.
Yeah.
So they were doing this thing where they pay for your electric, they pay for your utilities, but they get to like put something in your home as a mini data center, and there'll be whole communities now that are connected and like to make one big data center, but each home will act as a mini one, which is just fucking mind-boggling. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I know a guy who's involved in this company. It's absolutely not a one-to-one. It's just an interesting idea, and it's moving ahead. You go to telly.com, and the whole pitch is they will send to you free a really, really good-looking 55-inch TV, and below the TV is a nice sound bar, but below that is a screen that's the same width. Yeah, just ads and data for the sporting event that you're watching or upcoming information. And his whole pitch is, people, your average Joe is okay with the ads, and which blows my mind, because anytime, I'm sitting there listening to a good song on the radio, like, I like to be driven, not going to lie. And it's one of those things that, like the person is on Pandora or Spotify and an ad will just interrupt the music. I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to buy this. Like, stop it. Like,
but again, that's how I make a living. So that's why I'm worried about the ads.
Yeah. Well, with that deep baritone voice of yours.
Seriously. Oh man, we were all over the place.
It's the best of times, the worst of times.
Is there something real quick? You wrote down here Magic on that Justin Willman.
Well, yeah, I mean, you as a comedian, and I respect Magic, but we watched for shits and giggles. This guy Justin Willman did this Netflix special called Magic Lover, and I'm sitting here like, and I talked to actually Randy Pitchford, from Gearbox, friend of mine. I was like, we were talking about other stuff, but I was like, Randy like owns the Magic Castle now, like Jesus Christ. And I was like, this dude has to be using plants, and he's like, no, dude, he doesn't. I was like, there's gotta be, like I want to know about how the magic trick was done, but that blend of magic and comedy, I can't figure out if I like it or if I fucking hate it.
Yeah, he is. He's very good at what he does, Justin Willman. I feel like he's more like magic for like just normal, maybe slightly older people. Like, oh, that was so impressive, and what a funny young man he was, right? Like,
like you're borderline dinner theater at that point, dude.
Yeah, but again, he's great at he's very good at it. But did you ever watch Fool Us with Penn and Teller?
Yeah, well, I actually watched that. But I didn't watch the guy with the rubber bands last night. Actually,
so I saw them live in Vegas. Probably, literally, the best live show I've ever seen in my entire life was Penn and Teller. It is mind-bogglingly. They are so good at what they do. I saw David Copperfield as a kid get sawed in half with a blade live. I love that shit. David Blaine still blows my mind to this day. Like he's more of like feats of strength, like feats of the mind type of stuff now. But his close-up magic card shit is
dude.
It doesn't make sense.
His best is when he goes to predominantly black communities, and this is this is absolutely racist. What I'm going to say.
No, they lose their minds.
Black people fucking go crazy, and like that's half the fun of it. He does this amazing trick, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
There was a time he was at a bar and he like threw a deck of cards, and one of the cards ended up in a sealed bottle of wine behind him. And my wife's like, "It's not real." I'm like, then what is it then?" Like I know it's not magic, but
it's the same thing with Lauren. Lauren likes to try and ruin it. Like, oh, he's just doing this. I'm like, just enjoy it, honey.
Yeah.
Whereas the white version of the equivalent to that reaction is the Harrison Ford video. I'm sure you've seen where Harrison Ford is just like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah. No, I love. I like stuff like that, and people on Fool Us are awesome. Chris Angel became a little too theatrical. Again, he's good. He's good at it too, but it's like a little too like, calm down, Chris. But Blaine's awesome, man. The stuff he does is absolutely incredible.
So real quick on the TV tip, I have to drop a reference. Did you watch all of Widow's Bay yet? I don't recall.
Yes, sir. And the Burrows. We finished the Burrows last night too.
Yeah, I thought the Burrows was uneven.
I felt last night I was like, it didn't stick the landing. I thought again, like it was cool, but it got a little goofy and silly in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, and it just when he turns to the girl and he's like, "No, we're not gonna kill a monster. We're gonna save a monster." I was just like,
yeah, some of the dialogue got a little cheesy at the end. I was like, what? This wasn't like, I feel like they changed writers halfway through. Like, this wasn't what it was, the whole first half of it. The show wasn't like this.
Yeah,
got a little weird.
It was but Widow's Bay. I just want a whole spinoff with Patricia. I just think she was just fucking the greatest, dude. Yeah. And our friend Chris is just fucking obsessed with it. But yeah. So what I'm gonna go see a show tonight. We'll see how it goes.
I'm judging a roast battle tonight at the Vault.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Is Joel? Joel's in it, isn't he?
He is. Yes, it should be fun.
For those of you who don't, Joel's a local comedian who basically he's hosting like everything. He
produces a lot of shows around town.
Yeah, good guy, and he actually has a Gears of War tattoo of all things.
I'm gonna tell him you brought him up. He's gonna freak out. What's up, Joel?
He's a good dude. It's actually a funny thing. My therapist today, lovely woman. She's like, yeah, be happy that you wound up with me because the other guy therapists would just want to geek out with you about video game stuff. And I'm like, that's not what I'm paying you people for.
Right.
I can go home and have people on Twitter call me a dickhead. Like, how did you make that one thing happen? I'm like, I'm paying you to get to the bottom of my demons. Okay, let's not do that.
That's funny. For every time you tweet, someone will always call you an asshole for some reason, no matter what. I don't know.
That's Twitter for you. But
dude, if I can get to that level one day,
dude, you will.
Thank you.
Dude, like, so my thing is quick segue is I hate notifications. I'm this close to having my inbox like down to nothing. Like I'm like that whenever that happens, like, oh, it's amazing. The like the notifications on like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that, like I hate. I gotta deal with that. Okay,
yeah, I clear mine. I clear mine immediately too.
But the one that won't go away is stories on Facebook. And yes, I still use Facebook. I have stock in Meta. Eat a dick. And that kind of thing. But like I'm like Marketplace. There's nothing I want to buy on Marketplace. But if you guys are bored, and I've mentioned this to you, Brian, in person, go to Facebook Marketplace and just scroll because somebody read the article that if you put like a boat up or like an RV or a piece of shit car and you use AI or Photoshop and put some like thought girl in front on top of it, like the percentage of click through goes up by like something like 60%, where guys are like, oh, if I buy this 67 Pinto, she'll fuck me in the back of it. Like that's the part of that guy lizard brain. And that's the problem with the algorithm. I think I've told you about like this one random blonde thought showed up my stories. Like, who's this hoe? Because I like clicking on them and knowing like, okay, yeah, she's hot, fine. But I want to know, is this person a real person? How much are they lying that they make on OnlyFans a month? Because they Photoshop that shit. Okay, and why is this other one such a big deal? I don't get it. And then and then I'm sitting there like scrolling through. My wife's like, "What's with all those blonde thoughts on your stories?" I'm like, "I clicked on one, and now it just thinks that's god damn it." We get back to the bad AI videos of Kermit the Frog, suplexing Jimmy Snuka. Like,
I'm the opposite. So I mentioned getting a robotic kitty litter box the other day, and all my ads and videos now are just for ads for robotic kitty litter boxes.
Because you verbally mentioned it.
That's it.
That's Lauren's cue for I want a cat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we live in a big dumb house. Where's the box of shit gonna go that my dogs aren't going to get to it?
No, they won't. My dog doesn't go to the litter box.
Well, your dog's better than ours because anything on the floors.
No, we put the cat food up high because like on steps so they can jump up and get it because the dog would eat that, but she doesn't care about the poop.
Okay. Don't tell Lauren.
I'm gonna tell Lauren tomorrow.
I saw an ad in the background the other day. It was like for the updated version of kitty litter where like the kitty litter, it doesn't just clump. It's they literally were taking the ball of the cat piss and throwing it on the ground and it would not break. I'm like, you could build a house with this.
It's fun. It's fun for kids now. You can eat it afterwards. It's got many uses. That's like a Ren and Stimpy cartoon.
Yeah, it's gritty kitty litter, right?
Yes.
Well, that was the thing. You can say what you want about Mixtape, but the whole sequence where they were showing the two 13-year-olds like French kissing, the whole point of that was to show how shitty the experience was as a teenager, because it was that Ren and Stimpy zoom in thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's like shut up."
I forgot the name, but I just saw a trailer for a game yesterday, that was so Ren and Stimpy like. Did you see this at all?
No, I totally missed it.
It's an indie game, and it looks like you're playing as Ren, even though it's not really Ren. But some of the cutscenes look just like Ren and Stimpy.
So they do those things where it's normally animated, and then they cut in for that super mega zoom.
Yeah,
that's actually what they were originally gunning for with Rick and Morty, but they just didn't have the budget for it.
Yeah. By the way, the new season of Rick and Morty has been hysterical.
Has it? Because I've boycotted it ever since Justin got booted. To be fair, Justin did pull some shit.
Yeah, and again, it was the writers. He wasn't writing everything. He was just doing incredible voices, obviously. But the people they had to replace him are doing a great job. You can't tell it's not him, to be honest. Like, they're that good.
Yeah.
And the writing has been hysterical. Like, the stuff they think of, I'm just like, how the hell did they think of that? Like,
yeah. Well, it's great. Harmon was the core of it all. Mm-hmm. Justin was the wacky seeds up your butt kind of guy.
Yes.
But also, it's the writing team. It's also my sister-in-law Lacey's boyfriend, Ryan Ridley, is still writing on that. And he also produced Companion, which was a great movie that came out last year.
Yeah.
It was great. When she's like finds the intelligence slider, she's like, and she puts it all the way up to 100. But yeah, he's a really, really smart guy. And I'm like, every time I see him, I'm like, so Ryan, what other awesome shit are you working on that you don't tell us about?
Well, tell him that the new season's been great, I think, so far. So
I'll pass it on. I'm going to see him hopefully this week. Cool. Well, I got to get back to it. I got to wash up for tonight's comedy show.
Me too.
And let me know how it goes. And give him hell, dude.
Yeah, people, make sure you like and subscribe and tell some people. I just sort of replied for you before. People are like, wait, you have a podcast? Like, people still don't know about this podcast. Tell someone about the podcast, folks.
Plug
it. Tell everybody you know that CliffyB and his annoying friend have a podcast together.
Yes.
And that's it. Oh, also, we'll be at the Gaming Geek Expo September 5th and 6th in Raleigh, doing some cool shit.
I sent him a new headshot.
Nice. You have a couple. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening and
joining
us. We will talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. This is Brian McGinnis, comedian, voice actor, gamer, and now author. That's right, my new book, Playable Characters Podcast. The book is out now. You can buy it on all the big booksellers, BookBaby, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, the other ones. It contains 10 of my favorite episodes of my long-running podcast, Playable Characters, where I interview video game characters. The book looks awesome, and it contains extra fun stuff like original illustrations of each character, a foreword by 2 video game legends, Cliff Bleszinski and Mario himself, and some other fun bits throughout the book. Pick it up now, wherever you buy your books.